Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWAH, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to my Akim, Wakwathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So basically what this means is that the world is flipped upside down. Servants are supposed to be walking as servants, as the scripture says, princes walking as servants, just as servants are supposed to be walking, where princes are supposed to be exalted and on top of the horses and whatnot. So, as of right now, the servants are in power, and let me actually get that as well. Servants. Now let me also get this. Not gonna lie, after hearing a certain Christian, never mind. Genesis 25 verse 23, and the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Okay, so this is referring to Jacob and Esau, where Esau is the eldest, and Jacob is the youngest. Esau coming out first, and Jacob coming out second. And then as a result of that, Esau's supposed to be serving Jacob, but that's not the case right now. And as we read in Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7, the servants are the ones that are, walking as servants, and the princes are the servants. Now, with all that out the way, as we of the world being upside down, all right, Slakia, there are these videos I'd seen where Esau is trying once again to flip, not trying, Slakia, but actually succeeded in flipping the world upside down. Now, I was very surprised at this. Let me get this. Bear with me. Surprisingly, it was this Christian Asian, so-called Asian guy. I never even
put us in a situation. America.
Is it just me?
Bear with me one moment.
To
Bear with me, Slakia. I really need to get this whole thing in. Pause out.
Have their own puppets to carry out their agenda, like this guy.
Trump gets elected, I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody.
All right, so basically, that was kind of a bit of a fear-mongering tactic, as well as it was what was his name? Biden was kind of saying as well, because when he was I think running for president, he was basically saying, if you don't vote for me as a black person, then that means that you're not black. Basically saying that black people are obligated to voting for him, which I also will say, what's it called? The conservatives used to always say that the liberal party of so-called black people, and then just use them as like a voting quantity, not quality, but quantity. Like just use them for their numbers, but they don't actually care about them. Which I'm not saying that the conservative party cares about so-called black people as well, but that is something that they are very open about speaking on. They're able to say such things, but at the same time, like, and I guess there's different types of conservatives, and I do want to, at the very least, bear with me, Slocky, hello. I want to, at the very least, make the admission that I used to believe that all conservatives were just, these racist white people, as well as the Uncle Toms and whatnot, when in actuality, they are, in some instances, I guess, like Christians, and they do hold some traditional values, but at the same time, there are, I guess, an unquantifiable amount of them, which I say because I don't know the exact ratio of it, whether it's more so that or less so that. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because I don't necessarily side with them, but I do kind of see a bit of their struggles, especially after seeing a bit of some of Candace Owens' viewpoints on certain things, which, they would agree with us in some aspects, saying stuff like, Sexy Red is a bad influences and all these other things in terms of like the whole black stuff. Like, obviously there are objectively bad influences which come in the form of like these rappers and whatnot, like Sexy Red, Nicki Minaj, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's kind of hard for me personally, as I guess, as well as many other black people, to take the whole race out of it, because a lot of these conservatives tend to just make a blanket statement. So how can we on the other side not make our own blanket statements about them when they have no problem doing the exact same? All right, so that is where the issue stems from. And I'm not saying that they need to fix up the way that they're talking. No, I appreciate how they are, right, as they are. Definitely continue being as free speechy as you want to say, tell us how much you hate us the way you are, because now we know as Israelites in this truth, okay, the Israelites are in this truth, that you guys are not our allies and you guys will never be our allies. And as a matter of fact, the Lord does not see you not only as our allies, but as his ally in the first place, because as they have their own goals, which does not line up with biblical prophecy and what the Lord wants. So slacky about that whole long-winded kind of, I don't know, venting or whatever, but let's get back into this video.
This man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America.
Is it just me? Or am I starting to notice something about the people who tell us not to vote for Mr. Trump? Now, America, I want you guys to take a look at this tweet. This came from your current president, Mr. Joe Biden. You are America, and my entire administration, and I have your back. Bullshit. Now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America, by virtue of authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2020.
Yeah.
I don't give a two rat's ass fucking in a ranch Dorito bag what this old bag of raisins have to say. Biden can declare all he wants, but March 31st, 2024, Sunday, is the resurrection day of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and it will always will be. Now, it gets deeper.
Fuck. Okay, whatever. Basically, the main thing that I really wanted to get into was how, and I'm not saying this in a sense of like we need to be following after like Christianity, like at Easter. Like we don't do that. All right, we don't follow Christianity. Or Slakia, not Christianity. Well, yes, Christianity, but at the same time, we don't follow Easter. We don't celebrate Easter. All right. But the main thing, like purpose of it was for with Joe Biden and the whole administration, their goal was to change what Easter is, and the purpose of Easter, which is something that is religious, all right, into something that is secular. I'll just use that word, secular. All right. Okay. So basically, he changed something that was originally religious into something that's secular. And I did do a quick Google search, and basically, overall, the Conservative Party was mad with that, which rightfully so. They should be mad at that because they are trying to change it, and this is the actual reason why I'm doing this lesson. It's because what Edom, what these devils are trying to do, they're trying to change things to be, they're trying to flip things to be upside down, change things to be secular. All right, I guess that's gonna be the word of the day, secular. All right, which secular, let me just get it. Secular definition, denoting attributes, activities, or other things that have no religious or spiritual basis. So basically, it's anything that's against, religion and spirituality. All right, and that's what that was what they were trying to do. All right, now I'm going to go a bit more into this video, but basically, let's let him continue talking.
They're trying to replace God with Baphomet. Now, we're about to cross lines we're not supposed to cross. So close this video now because it's about to get uncomfortable if you can't handle it.
In the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender, to show allegiance to him.
This is about to get very weird because we're about to go down a rabbit hole. But I need you guys to stay with me. So the Baphomet is a half human.
All right, well, yeah, basically, I don't really need to play. I'll put the video in the description. Definitely go check out the whole thing if you want to, if you feel like it's thing, and as well as the second half, because this is timestamped at 10:38. He's gonna talk about it. I don't want to take that away, but for the information I want to get out there is the fact that what they're trying to do is they're trying to change the initial belief system, the initial things, which already, the belief that they already had previously was the belief of, the white Jesus, all right, which is not the true image of YAHAWASHI, which his true image is that of a so-called black man. All right, so as a result of that, once again, they started off with, trying to change Easter, okay, take away the day of Easter, which once again, I'm not trying to say we celebrate it or anything like that, but they're trying to take away Easter, a religious holiday, into something that is and who's to say that they're not going to do that for these other up and coming holidays, okay? Which once again, we as Israelites do not celebrate them, but still, it's more that they're trying to normalize and change the standard of things into that of something that is secular, which you know what, Yahawadah, I'm gonna if I remember, that's gonna be my new code word for what. All right, for a lot of these things. Okay, now I want to get into this as well. I do not want to let the whole video play because he speaks so slowly, and the video is literally on ×2 speed. But basically, I'm gonna let him play up to the point.
On TikTok. Please check his videos out.
Thank you, Miss Meti. Forgive you for asking the right question. You gotta forgive us, Koreans, for having the tendency to look down upon you guys. Let me give a little tweak on your question, just to make it a little easier for me to answer you. Okay? How about putting it this way? Why do Koreans have the propensity for leaning towards brighter colored people compared to the darker ones? Why? Have Africans ever invaded Korea? Have Africans ever taken away anything from Korea? No. Then why? Why do Koreans have the proclivity for favoring the light-colored ones compared to the dark-colored people? This is racism is taught at a very subconscious level. No one can say that officially Koreans favor light-colored people and detest darker ones. No one can say this out loud. But in reality, it's everywhere. Why? Because Koreans are taught to do so. Hugely impacted by the US forces and the USA. So what's happening back in the States in terms of racism is exactly happening in Korea.
We got to the point. The thing is, as he said, in Korea and as well as these other countries, which I honestly, I've been personally saying that for the longest time, like except for obviously some certain countries that are kind of like do give a bit of pushback to it. I think Africa as well as the Middle East, the countries in the Middle East, whatever, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, whatever. So some of those countries, I think more specifically Saudi Arabia that I know of, but it is those countries that are giving pushback. But for South Korea specifically, what is going on is they constantly have American forces in there in order to combat in the event that North Korea wants to, fight to conquer South Korea. So basically, in the event of that, like that's what those American armed forces are there for. So as a result, there is going to be a lot of American influence, like American TV that makes its way. Like, oh yeah, we're America. We as America, we're helping these Korean people out. So here, let's push some things on them. Here's some other things that you guys can consume and whatever and whatnot. Here's some trade and all this stuff that they are, letting them consume in their thing. Okay, because I'm pretty sure it's not just freaking K-drama that in terms of entertainment that only airs in Korea. All right, so basically they have some influences, which he's basically admitting that the American influence is what's making them see and view so-called black people as bad and whatnot, even though they have done nothing to them historically. All right, now moving on, 2 Ezra chapter 14 verse 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. And this is the thing, like how not technically, but as we can see, Babylon with the whole alphabet stuff or secular stuff, they are also as a result becoming weaker because people are or I'll say more specifically, people in general biologically attuned to. So fuck, I don't want to talk about that, but I don't want to go into details, but basically you understand with the whole Baphomet type stuff, the secular type community, going against their own biology. All right, that's one of the best, ways to do it. Now, obviously they're going to be weaker because they're not going to be as good as they were, regardless of the fact that we have a lot more technology compared to before. All right, it still doesn't change the fact that a lot of the things that we can do, that we have access to, is not regardless of the fact that we have a lot of the things that we have access to now is better than the stuff 50 years ago. That doesn't change the fact that the people, because as a matter of fact, the amount of things that we do have access to now has attributed to our laziness and our inability to be able to do a lot more things that we. Is my thing slocky? Okay. It attributed the amount of technology. Okay, bear with me one moment. All right, so Slovakia. Basically, a lot of the technology that allows us to do a lot more things that we wouldn't have been able to do previously is a contributing factor to our laziness and our incapability today. All right, so it's not just technology, but it's also the people's mindsets. All right, the secular mindset. Revelation chapter 16 verse 14. Actually there was another thing in here. What was his name? This dude, YK Osiris. Where is it? Bear with me one moment, because he said something. Ads. All right, so basically, I'll just regurgitate it. You can go, if you want to, go look up the video. Basically, he was talking about how blessings are not from the Lord, or as in his words, they're not from God, they're from the devil.
The Florida rapper attends Diddy's parties, stays sane enough to tell the tale. Take YK Osiris for one.
You think rapping and saying it is a blessing? You're not using God in vain, his name in vain? It's not a blessing from God. Stop saying it's a blessing from God. It's not a blessing.
So basically, yeah, these the riches, all right, that's not a blessing from the Lord YAHAWAH, because the thing is, these secular people, they give you all that power and money for you to destroy yourself. Okay, and you see, look at even though I don't like this dude, even though I don't like and I never liked him, he is a perfect example of that, because drugs and stuff like that, and he was very popular at the time. Like, he got so much attention when he was like 15 and whatnot, unnecessarily, but yet now it's like no one cares about him, because he's not in their clutches to be used and abused as he was before. All right, so now let's get into this. Revelation chapter 16 verse 14, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of the great day of Yahweh Almighty. And basically the key point here is the devil can work miracles as well. All right, let me also get this before I go into it. Luke chapter 4 verse 6, and this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will I give it. Verse 7, if thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. So all you have to do is worship the devil, and he'll give you all the power. But the thing is, when these people, stop worshiping the devil, all right, they lose the power. Like, so there's YK Osiris, Justin Bieber, but I don't know the full thing on Justin Bieber. What was that one? There was some more people. Fuck. A lot of these people, famous celebrities that say, okay, I don't want to do and that stuff anymore. They lose out on the stuff, and a lot of times, because the thing is, honestly, if you think about it, like, if you truly think about it, like, a lot of times when you hear, oh, Chris Tucker got like 25 million, like 25 million is a lot of money, and if you make that type of money, it should be nothing to really like buy a house for a one lump sum of money. Okay, let me see, how much does a mansion cost? Mansion price. We're gonna go to just see a mansion. Okay, 6 million. Okay, so if let's say he just bought a mansion, just one or two mansions, okay? Let's just say that's 10 million. 10 million for two mansions, and then like all you have to, and you don't necessarily need to worry about have to go, flying, doing all this other stuff for movies, but where else would the things really go to? Like, where does all that money go to? You're just spending it, you're just blowing through all of it, and on what, drugs, as Justin Bieber did, whatever his name is. Let me actually get it.
And breaking the law. The superstar opened up in his docuseries that he was using drugs early in his career and couldn't do without them.
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything, and it was just an escape.
I mean, doesn't that...
So yeah, basically, like a lot of the money will just go to this stuff. But like reasonably, like I think from my own perspective, imagine if I came across $25 million, I would just buy a house, which a house doesn't cost as much as a mansion, so it would just be in the hundred thousands. All right, so then I would just not be doing anything extravagant, but I would be able to do it. But a lot of times the money, it is not their money, quote unquote. It's you made this money, but it still belongs to them, and they pick and choose how you're able to spend the money, which is what I heard. I said, like, it's like you'll get a loan of this, quote unquote, loan, all right, which it's basically all of the money that they make is just like a loan, so to speak. I don't know the full details of it, so slocky about that, but this is just basically what I've heard, all right? And you know what? I'm just going to get back into this lesson. So basically, the devil can give power to anyone, and at the end of the day, he's the one that picks and chooses and controls who does all of this stuff, all right? So we want to, keep away from that, all right? We don't want to destroy ourselves. The devil wants you to destroy yourself, but YAHAWASHI, the Lord, the Most High YAHAWASHI, does not want you to destroy yourself. He wants you to be, in your right mind, sane, and doing good, all right, serving Him. Romans chapter 1, verse 25, who changed the truth of Yahweh into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. And this is the last thing, I want to get into, going back into the whole changing everything. Like, once again, they're trying to change everything. They think that people say, oh, you're truly blessed to be a celebrity, you're truly blessed to do this, I'm blessed, blah, blah, blah. And yes, that is true that they are blessed, but who are they actually thanking for that blessing? Who are they actually getting blessed by? All right, and because I'm telling you right now, it's not YAHAWASHI, especially for all the people like Whitney Houston, and all the celebrities that committed suicide, that are on drugs and whatnot. Like, you think that that type of blessing comes from the Lord, a blessing where you are constantly like struggling with life? That's not a blessing of the Lord. That's a blessing of the devil, and that's why a lot of people are getting twisted. All right, because once again, Edom was trying to change everything. Trying to make things seem to be what they're not. Trying to make lies seem to be truths. Make make good out to be evil out to be good, and whatnot, as well as changing, the spiritual aspect of life into secular things, and trying to disqualify, spirituality from life in general. All right, so that's basically, what I wanted to get into. Be aware of these types of things, and it's not all peaches and creams and just easy lifestyle. Like, we need to be aware of this type of deception, number one, as well as understand and remember YAHAWASHI, always. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahawah, BaHashem, Yahawashi, BaHashem, RICANS. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great God, Babal, and Shalom.